Hello, everyone. LJ Young. A late Q&A Sunday, unscheduled. I decided it was a beautiful day, and I just decided I was going to enjoy my day today and just get out here and it's a beautiful day here in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. A high of 84 today, I believe it was. High of 84, I believe, yeah. So get on in here. We're going to start in about 3 minutes. Hello, Jewel. Welcome. First one in here. Welcome. I'm going to start in about 2 more minutes because I just jumped on here. Welcome, everybody. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing and welcome. What's up, R. Carp? Get on in here. Today, we're going to go as long as there are questions, or as long as they're financial questions, personal finance questions. And remember, I answer them all mathematically, okay? All answers will be mathematically answered. And it could be anything. It could be personal finances. It could be maybe you're just coming to ask me what I think is going to happen to what, or, as far as things go due to all the unemployment, the coronavirus, and all that kind of stuff. I can give you my opinion on it. Here's some background noise in there because I got my window open. I'm about to close that in a minute. But welcome. What's up, Quentin? What's up, Mark? Welcome. Today's Q&A Sundays. It's about you guys, and it's going to go as long as there are questions being asked of me or maybe other SMD family members too. Okay. So get on in here. What's up, Dave Sincere? What's happening, sir? We go start in about 30 seconds. Welcome. Get on in here. What's up, Mike Ruambo? Welcome. This is wasn't scheduled at all. So you guys, the regular people in here, I want to ask you guys something. What would spice up this channel? That would still stick on the subject of personal finances, but make it different a little bit, because it's really just mathematics. It's almost a repetitive thing. Something that can still keep it basic, because finances is just basic, but what can we do to switch it up? Get some more people up in here to learn, just to get some more knowledge on how to become wealthy. Hello, everyone. My name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where people live that believe in credit and debt. That's where I lived for the first 40 years of my life until I woke up, figured out how to get rich, just apply math to my finances, and I win with money always. It's just, yeah, that's good. I like that, Mike. Righteous Media Group says background music. Yeah, that's I got to get that uncopyrighted background music. You know what I'm saying? And some good uncopyrighted background music. You know what I'm saying? I like how we discuss the current events, like when people chime in with their personal stories. Mike said, LJ, more of your personal story. Okay. Everybody's hesitant to tell their personal stories. And as I get more and more comfortable with not even with you guys, just with myself. I'll give you guys. I'll start talking more and more about my personal story. You know, um, as far as money goes, wise, I was just personally, you just grow up, you think, I believe that everybody, in order to be somebody, got to go to college, and I believe that I made it if I made six figures. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even true, man. Personally, Mike, I'll tell you this. I will step on a little bit on my personal side. Sometimes I get really angry, and I still do. Even though I've been financially free for the last 5 years, 6 years, something like that. First, when I was in debt, I always thought financial freedom meant having millions of dollars. That's what I thought at first, right? And it angers me because I wish somebody would have just said, "No, man, not having any debt. If Lonnell, if you can get to a net worth of zero, you'll be free." Nobody really told me that. So sometimes I still get angry about that, because I know for a fact, I'm gonna tell you guys straight up, I know for a fact I would have been a millionaire in my 20s. Guaranteed I would have been a millionaire in my 20s. Guaranteed. Had I known what I know today, I would have been a millionaire in my 20s. And when I say a millionaire, not a multimillionaire, a millionaire. You can be a millionaire having a regular job. Had I known that, and here I am 50. I'm not saying 50 is old or anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. I'm just glad it's a double-edged sword. When I was asleep, walking around in debt, believing that, hey, what's up, illwills, Gabriel, Quentin, I see you come up in here. Walking around in debt, I'm trying to remember that feeling. I knew something was wrong. But you can't see it, smell it, taste it, touch it. You can't use any of the five senses to put your finger on what is wrong. You know why? Because everybody around me was in debt, right? Here I am. I was salary worker. So say like this, my last job was 160,000 a year, right? I had that 160 locked in my head, walking around here with my chin up, my head up, even though it really wasn't 160 minus taxes. It's not 160. I knew that too. I logically understood that. And I was walking around not having a clue of how much debt I was in, and you know what else makes me really angry is, like, I get mad because how did the banks convince me that it was okay to finance a house for 30 years? See what I'm saying? That absolutely makes no sense to me. And I financed a house twice in my life, twice. And I had not a clue what I was doing each time. You know who I was listening to? The people around me. And I didn't know if they knew about money or not, because I didn't know about money, right? I figured if they got a house, they must know what they're talking about if they have a house. That is the furthest thing from the truth. Oh man, that just angers me. Anyway, 30 years. They convinced me to say, Lonnell, sign on the dotted line and you will own this house in 30 years. They're not even guaranteeing anything. I did it twice. It just angers me. And you know what else, Mike? How in the hell did I buy a house without a lawyer? It's like, say like the house is 300,000. Would you buy a $300,000 business without a lawyer? I wouldn't. But yet millions of people do the same thing with a house with no lawyer. They don't buy a house. They buy a house without lawyers. That doesn't make any sense. That angers me too. Because anybody, just pay attention to the people that buy houses. You can tell their feelings are all up into, and oh my God, look at this. We're going to grow here and grow there and grow this and get a dog and two cats. And it's straight business for banks. There are no feelings involved when selling a house for the bank. No feelings at all. But people put their feelings into it. I did too. I think here's another one, Mike. Here's another one. How did the bank convince me to pay on a car for 6 years? 6 years on one car. This is why they put it in months, 60 months, 72 months, 84 months. They put it in months for you for the trick to trick people. Because it does 84 months doesn't sound like 7 years. 72 months doesn't sound like 6 years. See what I'm saying? That angers me sometimes. It just, and you know how many cars I financed? Oh my God, I can't even tell you. Here I am, check, and this is the funny part. Here I am impressing other people like me that finance cars. That's the only people I was impressing all of those years. Other people that finance cars. Hmm. Let's see. Mark says, bring in SMD family for a 5-minute interview about their debt-free journey. Could be interesting. Yeah, I always enjoy those. When they reach, yeah. And now SMD family members, and even those of you that are new to my channel, you can come in, tell your story. Nobody's going to tease you here. I'm very direct. Please don't misunderstand my directness as uh like non-sympathetic or non-sympathy type of person, because many people misinterpret that. Gabriel says, LJ, were you called lazy and weird while you didn't work by people in your life while you didn't? No, no, nobody. Well, they didn't say that to my face, at least. People thought it was weird. They thought it was weird that I wasn't working, wasn't doing anything, because when you first become debt free, like right now, most of you are not working, okay? It's a shock to your system that you have 40 hours back into your life. That's why most of you are bored. Like, oh my God, what am I going to do? It's because you got 40 hours back in your life that you own now. You got to recognize it though, right? So you got to remember, I did what's being forced upon millions of people right now. I volunteered for it by quitting my job. I instantly got 40 hours a week back, right? I was doing a lot of sleeping, I was doing a lot of staying up late. Nothing was scheduled. And to the outside world, that would look like you're being lazy. But what it really is that I was adjusting to the 40 hours that I owned again. I could do anything I wanted. So if I wanted to sleep in the bed for 8 hours that day, I could. Now, like I said, the outside world would look at it and say, oh, he's lazy, right? But if they could, they don't even have, people don't have the option to do that. They have to go to work. So they couldn't just wake up and say, hey, I'm just going to sleep here all day. No, they couldn't do that, And plus I had to get used to, once I got out of debt, I started paying attention to people saying, oh, it's hump Wednesday. Thank God it's Friday. Oh, Mondays are evil. Only people, the only people that say that, people in debt that hate their jobs. That's why they're saying that. When you do something you love, you don't dread what day it is. You're just happy to do it that day. So it's and if they call me weird, Gabriel, that's different. I don't really care about people's opinions of me, because it really doesn't matter what they think. Illwills, shout out, sir. Illwills says 6 figures make you strut and stick out your peacock feathers. SMD, little do you know that doesn't mean anything. It does, it did. I was proud to walk around saying I'm a cloud computer engineer making 6 figures working for XYZ company. Like that means anything. It doesn't mean anything. When you get out of debt and you become financially free, period. Right? You get it and you're free. Other people that are free, you see them and they see you. And then when we see people bragging about their job titles or their car that they're making car payments on, or the house they're making mortgage payments on, it means absolutely nothing. People always ask me, Lonnell, are you gonna end up getting a house? Honestly, let me tell you guys something. It scares the crap out of me to sign up for a mortgage, let alone a 15-year mortgage. Forget that. Forget a 30. Let's go 15. 15 years legally tying myself to a piece of property that sends hives up my spine. I can't imagine legally tying myself to a thing. Raiders 48 says, brother, Ill Will, keep putting in that work. Oh, he's talking to Ill Will in the chat room. Gotcha. Ill Will says, man, when your brain is relaxed and stress free, that's the best feeling. Oh, it's totally, man. There's nothing like it. Now, again, today is about you guys, and if you guys want to ask me personal questions, that's fine too. We can keep this, but as long as you guys are asking questions, okay? I just got done doing my jump ropes. I'll upload that video later on the day. I got to get it off my girlfriend's phone. Enjoy this sun. I'm gonna tell you guys something that I did wake up feeling today. Inspiring people is a lot of work, man. Inspiring people is a lot of work. It really is. Let me see. Let me change that. 1 second. I got to adjust my mic here. Inspiring people is a lot of work. And sometimes it wears on me. I ain't gonna lie, it does. It wears on me. Not in a bad way, but you know, it's easy to get lost in the whole thing of it, right? So, you know, sometimes I was thinking about, you know, these calls I was making. I'm like, this is gonna be out, Jim's gonna be out, NFL's not coming back, blah blah blah. But you know what I messed up at? I underestimated people's value of money over life itself. And it's right in plain sight. You can see if you like here, check this out. Everything closed down because of the coronavirus. Businesses, I mean, pretty much everything, right? There is no vaccine. Nothing. There's nothing that changed. Nothing changed in the environment at all. Nothing, right? But they're going to open things back up. I think to myself, why did you, if you were just going to do that, why'd you close things in the first place? It doesn't make sense. You're going to close it because of a killer virus. Now you're going to open back up, and nobody stops to say, what about the killer virus? Nobody says that. You know why? Because they love money more. People love money more. So regardless of what I feel or think, I just got to look and see what the facts are. Will people go back to a quote normal, regardless of a killer virus out there, as long as they're getting out there making some money? Yes, they will, Lonnell. Yes, they will. They'll go out, call it a hoax or whatever. Even if, check this out, even if the coronavirus was a hoax, nobody stops to think, wait a minute, why would you pull a hoax that's so big? Why would you do that? You know what it is? It's the greatest transfer of wealth worldwide. People in debt can never see what's really going on. If you're in debt, I promise you, I'm gonna just tell you right up, straight up, you will never see or know what I'm ever talking about. You can never mathematically understand it because you're in debt. If you're in debt, money doesn't even, when I was in debt, check it out, money didn't even exist. I remember hearing that all the time when I was in debt, just working in the working world, 40-hour work weeks, blah, blah, this and that. I remember hearing people say, hey man, you know, money's not even real, right? But how can you can't really understand what a person's saying when you got cash in your hand and you're like, wait a minute, it's real. I'm seeing it right here. All somebody had to do was tell me, Lonnell, add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals if money is real for you. Are your finances in the negative, Lonnell? Yes, then money's not real for you. That angers me, man. I ain't gonna lie. That really does anger me, man. I could have been a multimillionaire years ago. But that's okay. I'll still be there. But I tell you one thing, my life would have been totally different. Totally different. Totally different. Ill Will says, Lonnell, I want to thank you once again for helping me to navigate through some of my scenarios. My hat off to you. I truly appreciate your knowledge and guidance. Thank you, sir. Ill Wills. I'm glad that I got a chance to, without doing this stuff, I would have never met you, Ill Wills, Mark, Herbert, Hyphy, all you guys, man. But you know what I have to do now? This is what I have to do. I have to follow. All you got to do is just watch what the majority do. I'm gonna give you the formula to becoming rich right now. Okay. Get out of debt first. That's number one. You ain't got no choice. That's what you have to do. Number two, anything the majority do, you do the opposite, and you'll be rich. You'll be rich. You never take financial advice from people with student loans older than their children. You don't take financial advice from them. Don't take housing advice from people with subprime mortgages. You don't take advice from them. That's why they got a subprime mortgage, because they don't know. You got to look at it, and when you become debt free, you got to understand this, so you don't get upset at your family, your friends, because once you become debt free, you're going to want to tell the world. It's like finding a new religion, it's something like that, and you want to force it down their throat. Hey, you've been doing it wrong, and you gotta back off that. Let them be, and you got to remember, when they go finance a car, say for example, or get a house with a FHA mortgage, right? You got to say to yourself, if they knew, they wouldn't have never did it. But since they don't, that's why they did it. See what I'm saying? That's how you got to look at everything. If somebody comes up to you, a friend says, hey man, I got a deal. I financed this car 0%, 84 months, and I got it on sale. You can't say anything. You just got to go, oh, okay. Again, because if they knew, they wouldn't have did it. But since they did it, they don't know. That's how it works. That's what prevents you from getting upset at them for doing it. You know what I'm saying? Now today's Q&A Sundays, you guys. So if we don't keep the questions coming, it's going to probably be just an hour, okay? Because I don't want to be on there for 3 hours getting people to try to ask some questions. Herbert Walker says people sell their time and wait too late to realize that there was a mistake. Yeah, I saw this. Maybe you guys saw it too, but they showed a line in Atlanta outside of a shoe store for Jordan 5s, right? The line was around the corner. So now this is twofold. You must look at it two ways. It doesn't matter that they want to spend their money on Jordan 5, whatever, that's business. But listen, millions are out of work. Millions are out of work. Here they are in the line. What money do you think they're about to use to buy those Jordan 5s? They're about to use that stimulus money. And with the coronavirus, it doesn't even look like they're doing any kind of social distancing. People value money more than life itself. And when I see stuff like that, this is what I see. Never bet against what you see. Lonnell. It's like, if, for example, I said, okay, NFL crowds are over. It's done. People, because I was thinking like this. I thought the NFL games were not, or just any kind of football games wouldn't happen anymore, because I was thinking, oh man, people are not going to do that because the coronavirus is floating around here. No, I overestimated people's value of money, sports, or whatever, that they're going to get it back. The crowds will be slim to none at first, but people are going to do it anyway. Hell, all you got to do is look at a line. If they'll do that in a shoe line to get shoes. Okay, this is just shoes. Nobody's going to entertain them. They're just standing in line for shoes. They're going to do the same thing for football games, the gym. People just don't care. That's how money is made. So once you become debt free and you start to become rich, all you got to do is watch what the majority do. They're in debt. Gabriel says it would be an honor to meet LJ and Dave Ramsey. That'd be cool, man. Oh, one day that's going to happen, Gabriel, for sure. Dave Ramsey's on my list to meet. I gotta that without Dave Ramsey being on the air, man, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't have become debt free, but I didn't have nobody to ask. I want you guys to understand. I didn't wake up one day and say, "Oh, today I want to be debt free." That's the answer. It didn't happen like that. I didn't know what to do. I just knew something was wrong. I came across Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said, "Apply math to your finances and you'll win." I thought to myself, it can't be that easy, and I did it, and I was done. Then I was free. Herbert Walker says, "LJ, I'm tempted to pay $27,000 for a used Highlander. I would probably have to finance 17. Are you really telling me that, Herbert, that you're going to finance 17? There's not a car on earth. There's not a car made on earth that I would ever finance for anything. They don't even make it. All you got, Herbert, if you really want that Highlander and you want it for 17,000 period or less, just wait till 2021, man. I promise you there's going to be hundreds of thousands of Toyota Highlanders at the repo lot. I promise you, man. People right now are not making their Toyota Highlander monthly payments right now. Before the pandemic, there were millions of people 90 days behind on their car payments. That was a few months ago too. Will says, so LJ, let me get this straight. You are saying you don't purchase TVs with your stimulus check like the masses out here? Got you. Got you. Make sense. Got to make sense to me. Yeah. Hey, I remember going to, I mean, put it this way. When you go to the store, right, and you see that happening, at first I used to get upset. I'd be like, damn, look at that. That's the way it is. I have to learn that the majority must be in debt. I will never again, ever, I'm going to tell you, starting right now, I will never, ever, ever underestimate people in debt, love for money over life itself. I will never do that again. This is obvious to me. Nobody's paying attention to social distancing, none of that stuff. $1,200. That's why they call it stimulus money, because you know what? They know that the majority of people in debt, they're going to stimulate the economy by putting the money right back into the economy. Not save it, not do something smart with it, not just they're going to buy Jordan 5s. You should see how long that line was in Atlanta for some shoes. And I guarantee you the Jordan 5 was at regular price. They wasn't even on sale or nothing. Hyphy said Herbert been hacked. Herbert, come back to the light. Herbert says, I admit I was thinking about financing that Highlander instead of pulling it from my investment account. See? Now, Herbert, I want you to see, okay, you are already free, Herbert. I want you to feel the power of debt. I want you to feel the power of debt. You already are financially free and you're still considering financing a car. So you don't have to pull the money from your money market account. It's like you really now, and I'm not getting on you, Herb. I just want you to see something. You really believe if you finance the car, the money's not actually coming out of the money market account, when it is, and even more coming out. You just can't physically see it. Mathematically, it's coming out of the money. If you just do the math, Herbert, it's coming out of the money market account and more of it. Shout out to Raymond for the $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. Welcome. Hey, Lonnell, I know that you talk about how investing in your 401k saves you money in taxes. If I can't take it with me, if I were to leave for another job, is it still worth investing? Your 401k stays with you. You can take your 401k with you. It doesn't stay with the job. You can transfer it. You can transfer it in. Like, say, like you go to another job. The best thing to do is if you move, you transfer the 401k, you get another job. They say like they offer another 401k. You transfer it straight from your old 401k straight to your new 401k. Absolutely nothing comes to you. You don't say, hey, send me a check, and then no, you say it goes from there to there. Period. Don't ever have it come to you. So it does. But listen, Raymond, the only way the 401k is going to save you on taxes if you are out of debt. Okay? If you are out of debt, you will save the real money on taxes, but mathematically, I'm speaking mathematically, okay? If you are in debt, you will not save money on taxes mathematically. Okay? I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, please ask again. That's a great question. Appreciate it. Dave Sincere said, oops, let me go back here. Herbert Walker says, my Acura has 293,000. Is it breaking down or something? Or you just want a new car? Because Herbert, I promise you, man, all you got to do, if you can hold out to 2021, you will get the Toyota Highlander at the price you want. There's going to be hundreds of thousands of them available. I promise you. Just be patient, man. Don't ever mention that word financing. That's the wrong thing to do, especially right now. Everything is about to plummet. All you got to pay attention. Now listen to my logic. I just pay attention to the majority. Okay. I pay attention to what they do. Millions out of work. Okay. They can't afford, if they can't afford to make their mortgage payment, they sure can't afford to make car payments plus insurance payments. Okay. So they're going to be behind. Millions of people are going to lose their cars, blah, blah, blah. And you'll have plenty of Highlanders to get. Okay. Dave Sincere says, I live here in Atlanta and it's just ridiculous. You know what? I saw it too. It is what it is. I can't, if you really sit back and think about it this way, all you got to do is go on social media and look how many people are saying, I cannot wait for things to get back to normal. First of all, things are never going back to normal, but they believe it is. So if they open it up, what do you believe? If they opened up the whole city back to everything, regular hours, what do you think the majority of people are going to do? They're going to go back. You got to accept that. I thought they wouldn't. I'd be like, nah, man, they know something's out there that can kill you. No, that people don't care. They care about money more. People in debt don't even know why they're chasing money because they're running from debt. All they got to do is stop and turn around and see who's holding a stick, dangling money on a string. That's all they got to do is stop and turn around. Dave Sincere says the hair salon had crowds, nail salons, people buying Jordans. And the sad thing, they only opened the sporting goods stores that were in or near urban communities. That's sad. I know. Yeah. Money don't care. Trust me. Remember the song by the OJs, For the Love of Money? Oh, yeah. For the love of money. Yeah, I do. Listen to the lyrics. That song was over 30 years old, and it still has relevance today. People have not changed. Now I gotta go back and re-listen to the song. For the love of money. I remember what's the name? Who mixed that into their song? The money, man. I forgot. Who was that? Will somebody took that old song of OJ's and put it in their song too? I remember that. Was that I think that was Bone Thugs and Harmony. They put that in there, right, Hyphy? I know Hyphy would know. Hyphy says days like this when you feel like going from the financially free side to the debt matrix, come on Discord and talk to someone so we can slap you back into your senses. You know what? I think personally, I believe Herbert's just talking. He had a weak moment. Come on back. You're welcome, Raymond. I hope that helps, sir. Thank you for the question. I appreciate it, man. This is Q&A Sundays. This is for you guys. Now we're gonna stay on. We're gonna stay on as long as there are questions. Okay. It's sincere says people have to realize everyone isn't taking a loss. No, yeah, you're right. There are many people who have made a ton of money and they're still making money during this pandemic. This is a this is the biggest transfer of wealth, you guys. You guys, mm, you know what's so crazy? Let me tell you what else drives me too, man. The fear of ever having to go back to the 40-hour work week. If I had to get a job, I want you guys to understand something. That means I have tried every single thing, every single opportunity out there. If you guys see me get a job, because I think get trapped back into not just a 40-hour work week, but just hearing people in debt just talk about their stuff and come to work driving their new car, talking about they got a sale, they just bought a house. It's just oh my gosh, crazy. I don't want to get trapped in that. Dave Sincere says, I thought people would be more reserved, but they're not. They couldn't wait. There are pics from people in the West Village, New York City, and you would think it was Woodstock. The parks were packed. I know, I saw that today. I saw Central Park. I get why they're doing it, but let me tell you something. And this is just my opinion, okay? This is just my opinion. As I'm out here debt free, I see so much now, okay? And once you become debt free, there's clearly another economy. It's clear, okay? They know people are easily controlled with money, especially when you're in debt. You're easily controlled by money. It's so easy. They just do. They know exactly whoever they are. I'm not going to say it's the cabal and all this, because anybody can be part of this other economy. Okay, don't being separated, saying this person's hoarding money and the rich are not giving. No, they just believe the rich believe in mathematics. That's it. There's nothing more than that. Nothing more. It's just mathematics, period. Now, the majority that might have been living like this for centuries, of course passing it down through the generations, of course they own more because they teach it in their family, right? But it's clearly so easily controlled. I mean, I don't know the bigger picture of why this killer virus, blah, 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 but things needed to shut down for a reason, for transfer of wealth. And then they say, hey, just open stuff back up. They'll just forget that it even happened. And people in debt, that's exactly what they'll do. They'll just come back in and like, oh, okay, cool. We're back. Everything's back to normal. Yeah, sure. It's back to normal. Yeah, whatever. Nobody will ever question why this whole thing happened. They'll just walk around thinking it was a hoax anyway. Oh, they was full of crap. Instead of stopping and think, why did they do that full of crap hoax? Why did they do that? I know why they did it. Transferred money. Dave Sincere says police were giving citation to people in New York City, but they weren't caring. See what I'm saying? You guys have no idea how much money is being made right now. And the majority, let me tell you guys something. The majority are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. They're doing exactly what the people controlling the money, or however this thing is shifting. They're doing exactly what they knew by opening. Check it out. They knew by opening up the cities that people were going to follow social distancing. Now they're going to make even more money with tickets. They're just stacking. They're just burying people in debt, just burying them, and they're accepting it. Herbert Walker says, LJ, I haven't purchased a car in 15 years and I love road trips. Just be patient, man. I tell you, Herbert, be patient. You're going to get a nice deal on that Highlander that you want. I promise you. Start picking out your color, pick out your year. It doesn't matter. It could be a 2020. It doesn't matter. Just pick out the color you want, the interior, the blah, blah, whatever you want, and then go find it, because somebody is not going to be able to pay for it. Somebody has your Toyota Highlander right now that they can't afford it, and they're panicking. They're panicking. Okay? And they're going to be willing to sell that bad boy for anything. And do you think the bank wants all these houses and cars back? Hell no, they don't want that stuff. So they're going to be giving awesome deals. Will says airlines said they will downsize in June if flying doesn't pick up, LJ. There was also a fight on a plane as well. Things will never be the same. Things are never ever going to be the same. They're not going back. They're never going back. Those days are done. I'm not gonna be fighting people over social media talking about, oh, LJ, you were wrong. They were still, and when people come to me, you know what I'm saying? My same quote, I underestimated people's value for money over life itself. I did. Yep, y'all was wrong. You're right. Oh man, LJ, everything's opening back up and everything's fine. Yeah, you're right. I was wrong. That's what I'm gonna tell everybody that come to me. Oh man, you said the gyms were gonna be closed and now they're open and people are in and packed. Yeah, you're right. I was wrong. That's exactly what I'm saying. You're right. I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. Will says there is an insect called killer hornets 2 inches in size. Wow. It can destroy an entire beehive in hours. The bees go and we go. These hornets are in the US and Canada. Look it up. Wow. 2 inches. Man, I did see one the other day. This bad boy was big. I saw a big hornet the other day. I recorded it too. I got to look it up and see on YouTube, see if somebody recorded that. Mark says Discord was a good talk yesterday for anyone who wants to join. Yeah, please join the Discord server. Links in the description of each video below. I always put the link. Jose says, wrong like always, right? I know. Wrong. Lonnell, you said things weren't going to open up. Yeah, I was wrong. I underestimated people's value for money over life itself. I did. I was wrong. But that's all, and I bet you somebody, some person that's part of that knows and it's part of the bigger plan, they probably hear me talking. And I know they said, yeah, Lonnell, you underestimated the majority of people. They love money more than life. That's the problem, Lonnell. That's your problem. You really thought the NFL was done? Yeah, people don't care about coronavirus. They care about their sports, Lonnell. I was damn. The NFL draft is a prime example. I thought for sure that the NFL draft wasn't going to happen. I was thinking, why are they going to have the draft? They're not going to be able to have football games, so why have the draft? Wrong. Wrong, Lonnell. Wrong. People don't care about corona. They care about football and salaries. People be arguing over they'll be fighting over a sports player's salary. It's like, it's not even your money. Herbert Walker says, LJ, I am seriously thinking about relocating and saving $5,000 a year in rent. How do you know, Dave? How do you know how much you're going to save in what area by next year? The market's going to change dramatically, man. I promise you. Think about this. What I want you to do. Think about it this way, Herbert. Figure out the place you want to live for sure, because you're going to be able to live anywhere you want. Okay. You don't worry about the money right now. Just say, I want this kind of car. I want to live in this area, because people are not going to be able to afford it. Wages are never going back. Look at this way. I'm going to explain this to you so you guys can see what I see. Some of the people that was working throughout this whole time, that have been working and it's continue to work as essential, most of those people have taken a 20% pay cut. 20%. Okay. Now, when they say, hey, people can come back and start working and open businesses, but they only can populate the establishment 20% because of social distancing, right? So that means they only can bring back so many people. So everybody's not going back to work. That's number one. Number two, they're not going to bring a person back making a higher wage than the person that's been still working there with a 20% pay cut. When they hire the person back, that person's going to have to accept a 20% pay cut. And guess what? They're going to do it. Because that's what people in debt do. They're in debt. They have to do it. Wages are never going back to the way. If you're a person right now and you're listening to this and you've taken a 20% pay cut, I want you to go and ask your boss, hey, when are we getting that 20% back? I guarantee you they're not going to have an answer for you, or they're just going to say next year. They're going to project some mysterious made up month and year to get you off their back. It's never getting back. You're never getting that 20% back. How do I know that? There's millions of people out of work. So that means there are millions of people that will replace you for 20% or more less than you. Dave Sincere says the NFL draft became the most watched draft in history. They had a captive audience. Oh man, when I said that on my Facebook months ago that it wasn't going to happen, oh, you should have saw everybody coming to my page. L, you were wrong. You were wrong, LJ. You were wrong. I was thinking first, I thought, damn, you guys all watch me? You guys all follow me? Because I don't follow nobody like that on social media. If they say something and it's just their opinion, I just go, okay, whatever. And I just keep it moving. I won't go back to their page and go, hey man, you were wrong. Hey, whatever. It does, but that just tells me something. Okay, that tells me, right? And I thought to myself, they were so happy because these people never say anything. They follow me. I'm like, if there's somebody on Facebook that I don't like, what they're saying, I unfollow them. But these people were kept on following me. They're still following me. Will says, LJ, I'm not even going to a restaurant for years, sitting down with others. I'm not even debating this. Bad enough they want to sit you close to other people, which I always had a problem with. Oh, they can't even. I think there's social distancing in a restaurant. I think they got to be like 6 to 8 feet apart, tables and all this other stuff with plexiglass sitting up. Oh, it's just, it's just crazy. But again, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm walking down the street because right here in South Carolina, they have outside dining. So right now we have a lot of hot weather. So there's always a lot of people sitting outside. They have outside dining. Guess what? I was walking down the sidewalk. Guess what? People were out there outside dining. Never again will I underestimate the majority who love money over life itself. I will never make that mistake again. Ever. Ever. Justin Jones says, this good-looking white girl bought a car in the dark. I don't get it. This good-looking white girl bought a car in the dark. Was wrecked. She didn't see the dent. Okay. Okay. It's racial remarks. Okay. Whatever. Thanks, Hyphy. I didn't understand what. Okay. Whatever. Randy Bali Mix says, hunting on a bunch of fresh to shoot. Dang, wow. Look at this. Crazy. Shoot. None. Not sure what that means. Herbert Walker says, LJ, 2 handymen are coming to fix my basement ceiling. I will make sure they wear masks and practice social distancing. Any other questions, you guys? Okay, so we've got about 10 more minutes. It's going to be an hour. So if we don't have any more questions, we're going to make this Q&A just an hour. Unless anybody else has some more financial questions of me, something financially relating to any topics that might be happening. Hey man, that's a good thing, I think, right? Illwills, is it good to have trolls? I don't know. I don't really have too many trolls unless I just got good admins in the room and shoot them down. See, Hyphy's younger than me. He could see the racial jokes, man. I'm just like, what? I don't really see the purpose of trolls, so I don't react to trolls like that. But if stuff seemed better, or faster than I, hey, great, get them, knock them out the park. Thank you, Hyphy, for that. Yeah, man, I've enjoyed my Sunday, man. Illwills, I enjoyed my Sunday. Today was good, man. It was a high of 84. Like I said, I did some good jump roping. I'm getting better, man. Jump roping is a good exercise. I'm gonna make sure I upload that video today. I had a good day, good workout day today. Gabriel says, LJ, what do you plan for 2021? Right now, Gabriel, I'm not planning anything past the summer right now. I can't. Let's go on a higher level of thinking. I cannot figure out what the money makers, the wealthy, I can't figure out what they're doing right now. Because right now, the stimulus money is going to run out. Yeah, businesses are opening back up, but it's never going to have that kind of, they're never going to make that kind of money, and millions are going to still be out of work. What happens when the stimulus money runs out? What happens when the extra $600 a week in unemployment runs out? All that's going to run out. Then what? There's still not going to be a lot of jobs. Then what? Something has to happen. Something. I keep saying this $2,000 a thing, $2,000 a month thing, but then on top of it, I think the wealthy, the controllers have opened business back up. They know the majority are going to ignore. They're going to ignore the social distancing. And it's going to be a reason, even if the numbers are fake, corona numbers are fake or whatever, they will be validated by people ignoring the social distancing, because that's what they're going to blame next. Hey, we're not making it. First, they're just happy to be back, so they've been making any money, but the majority they don't realize that they're never going to be making the money that they were making before the pandemic. So then they're going to start blaming social distancing. And then they're going to, because right now, if you go anywhere in any city right now that's opened up, go look for social distancing, see if you see it. It doesn't even exist. Yeah, Will says either it's trolls or their grammar is deplorable, because I can't read the verb. I can't read it either. I'm just like, what? If I have to think when I'm reading, I'm not gonna click on it no more. Ivy says, let them troll on. I body trolls. Gabriel says Jeff Bezos has earned $24 billion during this pandemic. And you know how I look at, if you go on social media, people will be mad at Jeff Bezos making that money. I say congratulations to him, man. If I saw him in person, I would congratulate him. I'd say, hey man, congratulations. You found your way. I'm still looking for mine. I'll be there, Jeff. Just congratulations. Internet Police says starts popping off shots. Herbert Walker says, LJ, now that I'm retired, do you think I should continue to work with a financial advisor? I would just any financial advisor you work with, Herbert, I would ask to see his personal credit report first, though. I would. I mean, if you feel that you need one, but if you choose one, you say, hey man, I want to work with you, but I need to see your personal credit report first. I need to know if you manage your own personal finances first. Do you advise well on your own finances? Their personal credit report will show you that first. If they don't manage their own finances, they're not touching mine, because they're definitely not going to treat yours better than theirs. I promise you, that'll never happen. Joseph Brown says social distancing isn't possible when you're home. You don't practice it. No, don't practice it at home. We don't practice it amongst loved ones. I'm guilty of that too. I don't practice social distancing with my woman. I don't do that. But at the same time, me and my woman, we don't go and get into crowds and get into with strangers, because we don't know how everybody practice here. I mean, I can't even, when I go out with my woman, we go walk, we get back in the car, she's got alcohol wipes. I can't even say, hey, forget that, I'm not going to wipe down this time. She's like, nope, you're wiping down, you're wiping your face down, you're doing this, that, da, da, da. You're not going to do any of that. I wasn't going to do, but when you're around strangers, people that just don't give a F at all, oh, it's a low percentage rate. Do you want to be in that percentage rate? I don't. I don't care. I don't care if it's 2% deaths because of coronavirus. I don't want to be in the 2%. I'm gonna do whatever it takes not to be a statistic. Limit for Life says, hey, LJ and the SMD family, my governor was talking about cutting people off of unemployment if they refuse to return to their jobs. Oh yeah, that's going to happen. But that's nothing really. That's normal. That's normal. You're cut off if you get laid off and then you get hired back or your job brings you back or whatever. You automatically off of unemployment. But just think about it this way. The people are making more unemployment than actually working. So, of course, they're going to naturally refuse to go back to work. Oh, no, man, because I only make this much and I make this much on sitting at home doing nothing. If they have the option, people won't even go back. That's how you force them. Oh, God. Okay. Leather says, I ain't gonna lie. This is the real Nick. Hello, good day, happy campers. Adriana Z, social media is harder in densely populated. Yeah, I'm sure. Pops hyphy in the shoulder. Oh, people are bored, man. People are so bored. You know, let me tell you guys something. If you're new to the channel, I'm gonna tell you guys something, okay? If you want to be financially successful, all you gotta do is listen to me. If you never want to be financially afraid again under any circumstances, pandemic, worldwide economy crash or whatever, you won't even care. It will not bother you for that to happen. You will always be prepared. You will always have money if your car breaks down. You will always have money just in case of emergencies. You will always have money. All you got to do is listen to me. It's so easy. It's so easy. If you're young right now, in your 20s, apply math to your finances and you'll win. Always do the opposite of the majority. So if the majority worship credit scores, do the opposite. Have money and don't care about a credit score. Who cares? If the majority are financing cars, never do it. You buy for half the price the car you want. You buy at half the price with cash from somebody in debt. You know, and honestly, you guys, I'd really, you know, I took on a challenge. I knew that this was going to be against the grain. This is ingrained in millions of people, and it must be this way for me to remain wealthy, financially free, whatever you want to call it. The majority must remain in debt. If you're young, don't fall for what people say. You need to get a house by this age. You need to have children by this age. Figure out yourself first. Figure out yourself first. That's the best way I can put it. Figure out yourself first. Start with your finances. Your whole world will change. Man, trolls are getting bodied. That's funny. Trolls are funny. Hey, you guys, you know, I'm 50 now. So you tell me, the more trolls that come in, does that mean I'm getting popular now or what? They're taking the time to come in and just do weird stuff? and say weird things. Herbert Walker says, LJ, how has being debt free had an impact on your happiness? I've never been happier in my life, ever. Nothing trumps this happiness, Herbert. Nothing. You know, you know how amazing it feels to be in a pandemic and not really be tripping. But this, what I do have to do, I have to unplug from all of the panic. There's a lot of panic. People making up stuff on social media. They looking for somebody to blame. Oh, it's this person's fault. It's that person's fault. When all they got to do is look in the mirror and look at themselves. All people have to do is look at themselves. If they could stop looking at the president, stop looking at the vice president, stop looking at the congressman, stop looking at the mayor, stop looking at the governor. All you got to do is look at yourself. Once you get out of debt, you will see why they do the things they do. This is an election year, right? The governors closed down all this. Hey, man, the president says, hey, you governors, you guys do what you guys do in your states. This governor says, okay, cool, we're going to shut down everything. People in debt start protesting. Hey, we're broke. We have no money. The governor says, okay, cool. Let me just pass this power back down to the local governments where they will fold under the pressure. And then when the coronavirus spreads, guess who's going to get blamed? The local governments, not the governor. Then the governor is going to come in and say, see, I told you so. This is why I did it. Now it's going to be a lockdown harder than ever before. People in debt don't even stop and say, hey, wait a minute. Why'd you guys close down the businesses in the first place? If nothing's changed, why did you close down in the first place? Now you're going to open back up? What's changed? Where's the vaccine? Nothing? They got this on lock, man. I'm trying to be on that team, man. I'm telling you guys this right now. I need to work for the central bank. If I have to have a job, that's where I want to work. I want to work at the central bank. Not where just because they print money there. This has nothing to do with that worthless paper. I'm not talking about any of that. That's just green pieces of paper with numbers on it. Green pieces of paper with numbers on it. Now, if you're new to the channel, you don't understand what I'm saying, I'll tell you right now, okay? I always do this so everybody can understand what I mean. If you have student loans, and the majority of people have student loans, this is what I want you to do. Most of you got your stimulus checks, so most of you guys can do this. Pull out a 20 and hold it in your hand. And then I want you to go $20 minus your student loans equals how much money you have in your hand. Now you tell me, is the 20 still there? Are you going to believe mathematics or your lying eyes? If you want to be rich, you will answer if you don't answer that mathematical equation correct, you'll never be rich, ever. That's mathematically impossible. Hyphy says, if you are bored, go check out the sites such as Code Academy, Coursera, Audacity. They're offering free university level courses. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that before too. I think, Hyphy, honestly, I think people that got that 40 hours put back into their life, they just don't know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? They make you, when you're wrapped up in the 40-hour plus work week, you always feel that you got to be doing something, but this is the time they can sit back and just start thinking, you know? They can say, what do I really want to do? What kind of life do I want to have? You know? Hyphy says, having trolls come is really a good thing. That verifies your channel is getting in the YouTube algorithm. Okay, trolls serve as a little serve as a little entertainment. Definitely a good thing. Okay, cool. See, Hyphy keeps me hip. Okay, he's younger, technically savvy. You know, I'm tech savvy, but I don't really keep up with trolls and their language and what they do and why they do it. Because I don't know. I don't know. I never, even when I was younger, I never would go to somebody's channel and just Just say stupid stuff. It's just a waste of time. I don't get it. But whatever. Whatever. Nice says facts, hyphy. I didn't think about it like that. Gabriel says, you have student loan debt. You're freaking broke, dude. Dave Ramsey. Yeah, you're broke. Joseph says, LJ, I want some of them greenbacks. You know what? Joseph, when you get out of debt, greenbacks are real for you. Once you get out of debt, money is real. Money is only real for those who are not in debt. Money doesn't exist for those in debt. Money exists only for those not in debt. Because like if you have student loans and I gave you a 20, the 20, even though the 20 is physically in your hand, if you did the mathematics, it's not in your hand. If you gave that 20 back to me, it becomes real because I'm not in the negative. So it'll just be added to what I already have. So the 20 is real for me. What's up, BLNS Holding? Welcome. Hey, y'all. I'm noticing some of my individual stocks are combining via verse splits. I have no idea what any of that means. It's not worth it to buy individual stocks right now. Seems like money down the drain. Yeah, I don't know anything about investing in stocks and stuff. I'm sure if somebody else in here knows about that stuff, you guys can chat it up. But we're a little over an hour here. Thank you, Nicer. If you're new to the channel, don't be shy. I can help anybody and everyone. You guys know what it's like, man, to have this is that plastic bottle. I know you guys keep hearing it. Let me put it down because I know it's loud in the mic. You guys know what it's like to have the answer to becoming rich as you want. All I had to understand is just the basic foundation. All I need is just the basic foundation. You cannot build wealth on a weak foundation. And nobody knows what that foundation is. It's just mathematics. Oh, that burns me up, man. That burns me up. I ain't on front. Gabriel says, LJ, you think people with student loans don't pay it off because they let them have it forever and pay the minimum, or they just think they can't pay them? It's all of the above, Gabriel. They don't believe they'll ever pay them off. The government makes it seem they make it seem like they make it small, make it sound insignificant. They let you defer them. They let you make small payments over the course of your whole entire life. People in debt don't even know what that really means. That means you're agreeing to be a slave for the rest of your life. It's sad, really. I kept my student loans for 10 years. If you're new to the channel, don't be embarrassed, man. I kept my student loans for 10 years. I'm embarrassed saying that to you guys right now, that I kept my student loan for 10 years. I'm embarrassed about that. Here, I'm a college educated dude, whatever the freak that means, right? You just think that means something, right? I remember throwing that all out there. Oh, man, I'm college educated. I'm a computer engineer. Hey, Lonnell, you kept your student loans for 10 years? Yeah. Didn't they teach you math in college? Well, yeah. Then what doesn't make sense to keep your student loans for 10 years when you went to college for 4 years? Man, I wouldn't even got offended. If somebody would have told me just like that, I wouldn't even got offended. I would have said, damn, you're right. How long have you had them? 10 years? Lonnell, you mean to tell me you haven't made, well, I forgot my student loans were like $30,000. You haven't made $30,000 in 10 years? That's what you're saying, Lonnell. If you've kept those student loans, that $30,000 in student loan for 10 years, that you're telling me that you didn't make $30,000 in 10 years of your life. Herbert Walker says, LJ, I must admit, I pay my bills on time now that I'm debt free. No one delaying paying bills. Yeah, I pay all my bills on time. I never. Oh yeah. No one delaying pay. I always pay my bills on time. Yeah, and any bill I can get that I can pay by the year, that way I don't even have to worry about paying it on time. I take due dates. Any due date I can remove out of my head. That's one less thing I have to think about. That's one less thing. Gabriel says, if you put $100 in a Roth IRA or 401k from age 20 to 20, you earn this and that. There's no excuse to not to retire. Those are, Gabriel, honestly, those are just made up numbers. They work if you're debt free. Okay. But if you're in debt, that's none of those numbers are even true. When I was in debt, I used to hear those, hey man, if you put this much in and by this time and 60, I'm away from 20 years old to 60 years old to earn $1 million. Something's wrong with me if it takes me that long to earn $1 million. Right. And plus, if you're in debt, that none of those numbers mean anything. They just sound good. I'm not saying just for you, Gabriel. I'm just saying in general, because I remember hearing that in my working life. Hey, man, if you put this from this age, and first of all, when you're 20, you're not thinking about even remotely thinking about retirement. I wasn't thinking. I'm 20. You know what I was thinking about? Girls, cars, rims, loud stereo systems. I remember when I was in my 20s, I was financing stereo systems for my car, financing rims. I used to think, oh man, yeah, my credit's good. I would walk in the stereo shop. And I would say, yeah, man, I'm about to fill out this credit. I think I'm giving me $2,000-$3,000 in credit. And I was pretty much guaranteed to get it, walk in, fill it out. Oh man, you're approved. Never once did I even think about the interest rate and anything. I was just like, yeah, okay, yeah, load my car up. They was happy to just do me. Oh, I was getting done good too when I was young. Ooh, I was getting done so good. Oof. Mm, mm, mm. I was getting done good. The real Gabriel, the real thing, the real money saver from a 401k, it's a little bit of the investment, but the real money saver is the taxes. There's only one guaranteed ROI investment on earth. That's taxes. As long as you pay less than the majority, that's guaranteed money in your pocket. Because if you're in debt, it's mathematically impossible for you to save money on taxes while you're in debt. That's impossible. That's why it's guaranteed ROI. That's why it's guaranteed ROI. The only time I remember my last year working back in 15, 16, 2000. For the first time in my life, I maxed out my 401k, which was $19,000 back then. The first time in my life. Before, if you ask somebody that's in debt, hey man, did you max out your 401k? They will think you're talking about maxing out the match, which means absolutely nothing. You can't match anything with negative dollars, nothing. But people in debt believe that they're matching something. So they just throw out numbers. Hey, you get a 3% match, you get a 6% match, and people in debt just believe it. None of it's true. None of it's mathematically true, but it's not their job to explain that to you. If you're in debt, you're not saving anything. Yeah, don't ever delay bills, ever. Don't get caught up in that. The majority are wrapped up in all that. Everybody, all those people that are pushing bills and delaying bills, oh, they're going to pay. Think about it this way. Imagine how many people are checking that box talking about they're going to pay their taxes on their unemployment checks later. How many people you think are checking that box? Millions. You guys have no idea the IRS is going to own so many people. Ooh, because these people are happy. Listen, they're so happy they're getting that extra $600 a week. Ooh, they're happy. They're jumping for joy. Checking that box. I'll pay the taxes later. No, you won't. You're in debt. And you will be in debt for even longer. They're living high off the hog right now. They're just like, woohoo, all this extra money. Yeah, you right, slave. Oh, yeah, you're a slave now. You trapped. They have no jobs. Listen, they have no jobs. Millions are getting this bonus check. And then when it stops and then the year end comes, they're going to say, hey, check it out. Remember that money you got, that extra? Yeah, you owe us taxes on that. You have it? No? All right, cool. Here's interest, penalties, and fees. They're going to put you on a payment plan with penalties and fees. That's your fault. People in debt don't think about that. Taxes only hurt broke people. Taxes can help you build wealth. You can get rich from taxes. You can't see that when you're in debt. Dave Sincere says, man, I recall those days being young and naive. Yeah, I would buy car radio speakers, and on the opposite end, barely could pay the insurance. Same here, Dave. I was me, man. I would apply for store credit cards, not knowing the interest. Damn it. Okay. Not knowing I thought you were going to say interest, not knowing the damage it does to your credit report. All the while I was still in heavy debt. Oh man, it was bad, man. I remember I got this. I had a 1970 drop top Impala. I painted that bad boy candy red. I had some Daytons on it. I had some 14-inch Daytons on it with some white walls, and then I had a Nardi steering wheel in it, and then I redid the interior, all on credit, of course. And I thought I looked good driving down the street, but I was so deep in debt. Oh, I was so deep in debt. Oh my God, I was so deep in debt. And Daytons didn't even lock. You just put Daytons on. Daytons are rims, for you guys don't know, and you put them on with a freaking hammer. And by the way, they were killing people for them damn rims, and I go and buy some like a complete idiot. Gabriel says, LJ, people in debt be like, how can you max your 401k? You're rich. That's what they say too, Gabriel. They say that. How do you max out? You got to be rich to do that. No, you just got to not be in debt. I'm telling you guys, my last year that I worked was the very first time in my working career that I maxed out my 401k of $19,000. First time in my life. When I saw that money come off my taxable income, I was like, oh my God, I missed this. Because now, once you can't go back and say, hey man, I missed those 401k. If you go back and ask that question, can you go back to previous years and max out your 401k? That question alone implies that you know now. That's why they're going to tell you, no, you sure can't. Sorry, you missed it. Sharif says, L, and you're saying if you was young, again, you wouldn't finance cars and chase girls? No, I wouldn't finance cars. I didn't say not chase girls. I wouldn't finance cars. No, sir. But I would still have a bad car. And you got to remember, when I say young, for you guys that are in your 20s, late 20s and 30s, I want you guys to understand something. I'm 50. I don't think I'm old. Okay. I want you guys to understand something. You guys are young. You are the ones that are new to earth, not me. You're new. Don't make the mistake of when you're young thinking that people older than you are old. Don't make that mistake, because you're going to realize that no, you're just young. We're not old. I'm not old. When you're 20s and 30s and you hear 50, you believe that's old. It's not. It's not old. I promise you. Don't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake looking at older people. Now, everybody, just because they're older, don't believe they have the financial knowledge that I'm spitting to you guys right now. That's not true. How do you decipher between the people that are smart with money and not? Ask anybody that you believe have money. Say, do you have your student loans? If they say yes, and then the next question you say is, what year did you graduate college? If they tell you in the 90s or late 90s, early 2000s, you're going to be like, you right there is a red flag. Don't take financial advice from them ever. Dave Sincere says people are getting out of their mortgage forbearances they signed up for in March 2020 because it's now showing as late payments on their credit report. There's nothing they can do about it anyway. I don't know why they're doing it. Dave Sincere says, Some articles are saying mortgage companies are saying it takes 9 months of payments to fix their credit reports, all the while the damage is being done now. Yeah, that's for people that worry about their credit all the time. Herbert Walker says, I was in a Facebook group and a man was complaining about going back to work, concerned about catching the virus. He was 59 years old with 31 years of public service and couldn't afford to retire. He ain't got no choice. He got to go back, virus or not. People in debt don't have options to not go to work, especially if you're relying on the government. Will says, wait, LJ, what happened to the Impala? Didn't I say Impala? What did I say? You know I did say Impala, didn't I? What did I say? Because it wasn't Impala, a 1970 Impala. What did I say? I must have said the wrong name. It was a 1970 drop top Impala. Dave Sincere says, what people don't know, if you late on one payment, it has a trickle down domino effect on your other credit products you got. Once those creditors, lenders find out, they take away all those APRs. Yeah, it's just too much trouble worrying about credit and the rules of credit and all that crazy nonsense. APR deals that got you. Exactly. Will says, LJ, what's that loud noise? Oh, it's Lady Lisa giving him the Al Green treatment. Man, when you get that Porsche, Wills, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to scratch it. Okay, I'm going to key it. I'm going to wait till you get that shiny yellow, whatever you're going to get. I'm like, oh, man, look, somebody scratched it. She only heard I would chase girls. Younger people look up at Al Green and what his wife did. Oh, what his wife did. Gotcha. Yeah, when I was younger, man, you know, when you're a young man, you believe that you're supposed to get out there and conquer much stuff as you're supposed to. It's so stupid. It's just the dumbest. It's just the dumbest thing that when I think back when I was a young man and you got all these dudes just saying this stuff in your head and it's just not true. You do what you want to do. Okay. You don't have to do what other dudes do. So if they want to get with multiple women and do all this other, let them do it and just say, and if they give you grief and say, hey man, how come you ain't doing it? You turn to them and say, cause I don't want to. That's how you say it. You say, cause I'm not you. You do it. Most of those guys are buried in child support. Oh man, hell no. I had my share of that. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I've been to court so much. I don't even want to add up the money I spent in court and lawyers over my children just to stay in my boy's life. I had to spend thousands. Yeah, that's another story. Here, Will says, what happened to the car you sold? Oh, yeah, I sold it. Yeah, it was just too much attention. It was just a flashy car. It was just too much attention. I'd always watch it, and it was a drop top, so it was a rag top, you know. And I had expensive rims on it, and it's stupid. I paid like $400 or $500 for this Nardi steering wheel. It was just a wood Nardi steering wheel. It's the stupidest nonsense. I wasted so much money on that damn car. What a waste of time and money. If I would have just stayed debt free and just stacked my dough, I could have bought a fully done Impala. If I wanted an Impala that bad, I would have bought a completely finished one. Forget working on one. I'm going to say, hey, how much for that finished one? Yeah, okay, I'll buy that one, and bought it from somebody in debt. Ill Will said, nah, you can't do that, LJ, not the Porsche. You're going to have that Porsche, Ill Wills. Believe that. You're going to have that Porsche, man. You want that Porsche? Because I can already tell you want that model. Herbert Walker says, LJ, I would be interested in sharing my story sometime in the future to help future generation paying it forward. Let me know, Herbert. Man, the SMD stories, Nicer had an awesome story. Nicer story was Hyphy had another awesome story, man. You guys, a few SMD family members came on and told their stories. Everybody's story is really awesome, but just to hear the different perspectives of everybody, where they grew up as a child, maybe their parents were involved, how they learned it. Just when you're young, put it this way. put it this way. When you're young, you don't really know that there's trap doors in life. You don't really know that, right? You don't know for money. When you're in debt, you don't know the mistakes you can make with money that can change your life forever. It can change your life. You know, you try to get out there and get that fast money. You don't really understand the consequences of that move when you're young, because when you're young, you believe you're going to be that age forever. You really believe you're going to be in your 20s. Everybody's older. You're going to be in your 30s. Everybody's older. Then one day you're not. It's going to be up to you if you're going to live with the mistakes you made as a young, unconscious person that you're going to carry throughout the rest of your life. You get caught up with these youngsters right now, getting out that, I'm getting out here, I'm getting that money, I'm getting my grind on. Is it illegal? Yeah, then I ain't doing it. Why not? Because once you get a felony, you're done. I'm not going to say you're done. You just limited yourself in life. You did. That's a trap door. You will limit yourself in life. Forget the jail part. That's just the pay to back society part. Once you become a felon, man, the cops treat you any way they want to because you're a felon, and jobs don't hire you. You just all for what? For a couple extra bucks? Don't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake, young people. Don't make that mistake. Always keep in mind that you're not going to be that age forever. Okay? I'm telling you this because I made some mistakes when I was younger. Sure did. I got lucky. I'm gonna just tell you guys that right now. I got lucky. There's this thing that I lived with all my life. It's called awareness. Okay. It's that voice inside my head that says, hey, L, you probably shouldn't do that. Hey man, you probably shouldn't go there this time. Yeah, you should probably just stay home this time. No, you can't really explain it. Why something says that to you, right? You just got, what's wrong? Hey, yeah, just don't. And I always listen to that voice, not every single time. I'm not gonna say I listen to it all the time, but even when I didn't listen to it and went on ahead and was gonna go ahead and do whatever I was choosing to do, it was still with me in my head. Didn't I tell you not to do this? You shouldn't do this, man. You sure you could stop and turn around and not go whatever I was trying to do that I wasn't supposed to be doing? Always listen. That's called awareness. Listen to it. Always, man. I promise you, you will avoid those trap doors and it will save you financially. I promise you, you will be rich. Gabriel says, oh, you're done? Okay. All right, you guys, we're gonna wrap this up. I hate to cut you guys off, but it's been an hour and 30 minutes and my food is ready. All right, and I will see you guys later. Thank you for joining. Those of you guys that joined, much appreciated. Another Q&A Sundays. Come join us for the Discord server. Sometimes we continue on with the conversation over there. You know, I won't be joining immediately because my girl gets, irritated if I've been on for an hour and a half and then I get back on and something else I got to break off for a little while. But join us over there, man. Sometimes we talk about a lot of stuff. All right. Appreciate you guys all joining. Thank you, Detox. We're about to end this though. Nicer. Thank you, Nicer. Ill Wills. Appreciate it. Always a pleasure, Ill Wills. Hyphy, thank you for making out, not killing, but doing some bodies, how you guys put it. I know I'm saying it wrong, but I appreciate you guys all, man. I do. And those of you that follow me on the channel, thank you for joining. And I hope you learned something here. And if not, reach out to me, SavingsMinusDebt@gmail.com. Join the Discord server. The link is in the description. Okay, you can join there, and I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. All right, later.